live on Friday night. Welcome. Hello. In case you're wondering where we're at, this is Telluride, Colorado, and we are in the Flight 1 Beechcraft King Air 200 Super. We've got those twin turbines sitting there ready to rock and roll, and we're going to do some high mountain VFR flying tonight. And we have a little bit of a special treat tonight, as you can see on the top of the screen there. A little icon I don't know how to get rid of actually, but it means we have a buddy joining us, and similar to what we did, actually, I think last stream. We are very happy to have a special guest, although Mr. Downwind Sim right now is currently getting himself set up as well. So he should hop on here pretty quickly, and yeah, then it'll be a fun flight down. We're going to be, well, let me show you. The rough plan, it could change. This is kind of what we're thinking. We're going to depart Telluride, and we're actually going to come down here and try to find, there's a narrow gauge railroad. And this is something, I can't take credit for this. This is something Downwind Sim has been looking at, but it runs down, kind of starts at Silverton and goes to Durango. And actually, I think the name of the railroad is the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. You can see it on Sky Vector. It just kind of cuts its way through this little valley, and that's what we're going to try to trace today. And so I've got a bunch of waypoints in here. We're not going to use any of that. We're just going to truly fly VFR and see if we can't pick our way through, figure out where it is exactly we need to be going. So yeah, that's the plan of attack for today, and hopefully, this is a fairly nimble bird, but haven't really taken it through a mountain pass per se, so could be interesting. If I'm totally honest, yeah, it might be one of those deals where you're like, it was a good idea on paper, but not necessarily once you start to fly. But well, we'll see. We'll see. It's everything up here is super high altitude. There's a bunch of 14ers. There's a special departure procedure you have to follow, and so we really thought, Downwind Sim and I thought, we're going to need a little bit of a high performance aircraft. And for me, I really it's either this or it's the Duke. But we thought, haven't haven't really tested out the King Air in a situation like this, so it might be kind of fun to actually try to do that. So that's the plan, like I say. And again, at some point here, I expect Downwind Sim to jump on the voice channel as well and tell us a little bit about kind of this route and why it jumped out to him, why the Midwestern boy is out here in the mountains of Colorado, horsing around in a King Air here, trying to fly down some little canyon here. I don't honestly know the name of the canyon. The river is called the Animas River, and there is one little spot in there where it says it's kind of like the Animas Canyon, but I don't know if the entire stretch here that the railroad runs down is the canyon or not. But regardless, it should be fun. I should point out a couple things. So the first thing we're looking for, obviously, is that we're looking for that river that runs down through here. It's kind of hard to see with my waypoints in the way, but once we depart Telluride, you actually have to climb out, and let me just show you that while we're talking. Telluride here has a specific, because of all the terrain around it, has a specific departure procedure. So where are we here? There we go. So I don't know how well you can see that, but if you are departing runway 27, you need to climb to 12,000 on, basically it's runway heading 276. and then you can turn on a ETL radial 09 or 6 to ETL and rock and roll from there. But if you're turning and going southeast bound, you actually have to continue to climb, they say in hold, to 14,200. So that's us, because we are, as we head to try to find that little gorge there by Silverton, we are most definitely turning, as you can see, southeast bound. So we'll take off again, kind of westerly. Right now, that's the weather, and we'll turn ourselves around. Okay, we have our friend Downwind Sim. He says he's on the voice channel, so let me see if I can get over there and connect with him, and we can add that. To what we're doing here. And again, I'm pretty new, unfortunately. There we go. I think I'm connecting. Pretty new still to. Hey, hello, Downwind. I can hear you, man.
Thanks for the pre-flight briefing. I was listening intently.
Well, I was hopefully capturing what we had talked about when we were sort of putting this together. Does that sound like I'm pretty close?
That looks perfect.
All right. So a couple of waypoints along the way that I'm noticing here. Again, we're going to try to pick up that little river, um, and head our way through, and then we'll know if it's like many mountain ranges. There's going to be lots of little choices as far as canyons and things that you can follow. But if we about halfway, if we see this little Electra Lake, which is kind of a north-south skinny little lake, I think we're in business, because I honestly don't know, at least in my scenery, just how well the railroad is modeled. And if we find Electra Lake, we'll just continue south. I will tune in the Durango. I think there's actually a VOR down here. Yeah, 108.2. So we can at least know we're heading in the semi proper direction. But yeah, should be pretty fun. Definitely something new I haven't done before. I don't know this area very well. So Downwind, anything to add before we start to get things fired up here?
I've been told don't fly down the middle of the canyon. Pick one side or the other.
Okay, good advice. Yeah, that way you have an out, right? I mean, you always need a way to, just
Yeah,
in
that's
case.
exactly it.
Yeah. So, all right.
So, are you
Well,
logged into VATSIM?
I'm logged in. I'm here at Telluride. I'm at the GA number 7, I think, is where I'm at. So, um, yeah, feel free to
Okay.
connect, and we
And then
can.
are we just going to do VFR down to Durango since
Yeah,
the weather's nice?
I think so. It looks to me, it looks like we're going to have good VFR weather, and I guess we can adjust as needed, but I think we can do it.
All right, perfect. Give me just a moment.
No, not a problem, not a problem. So, while Downwind is kind of getting himself organized here, let's see, what else can I tell you? Um, I think as far as the route itself goes, I think that's kind of at least the first leg. I mean, this is a pretty short leg in a King Air. If we successfully, I guess, navigate the channel here, the canyon. I hope we're able to depart, kind of climb up, get over all those high peaks, and then drop down into the valley a little bit, and have some fun in there. There will be no sandbar landing for me today. I like to do that, but only when I'm in the de Havilland Beaver. So we'll keep her as low and slow as we can in the King Air, but we won't be able to do any of that stuff. But once we get into Durango, then we've got a couple other ideas that we were kicking around, maybe trying to locate a couple of other airports. Our buddy Slan Alpha he's flying actually into Chandler, Arizona. So I don't. He's in that DC3 that goes about as fast as a 75 14.5 Pinto, so we might be able to catch up with him if we stayed in the King Air. And hey, there I see you, man. Down there looks like he's fired up the Baron. No, that's the C90, right?
Yes, C90 King Air.
All right, sweet. Yeah, so you may actually be a little quicker than me down this, but regardless, it should be a lot of fun. So he's fired up and ready to go. So I better get myself caught up and get this thing going as well. So let's see here. We're gonna get the brakes are set.
So, are you filing a flight plan, or are we just
I
saying
have
we want
filed a
1,200? And
I have filed the flight plan, and what I did was I filed at 14,500. We to get clear of the airport area, we actually have to climb to 14.2. So I thought initially we could climb 14.5, and then we'll be VFR. I didn't even check. Is there ATC in the? Oh yeah, there's Denver Center is online, and this is a towered airfield, so we'll have to check in with Center. But for the most part, I think they're going to probably leave us alone. Once we get into the canyon, we should be able to be VFR altitude at our discretion. So that's kind of my plan. Does that sound all right to you?
that sounds okay. I don't know if this is indeed towered or not. I just show CTAF Unicom for Telluride.
Oh, you know what? You're right. As I look at that, you're absolutely right. So we ought to be able to just hop on, and just get rolling, and as long as I think we stay kind of out of the way of everybody, we should be good to go. All right, so let me get again. I'm holding the show up here, so let me get myself going.
No,
All
you're
my
fine. I'll go ahead and file a flight plan. You go ahead and
okay.
get started.
So all these lights should be off. I never quite know what panel state I'm gonna load up when I turn this baby on. My condition levers are cut off. My prop lever's full forward. Again, I have that little bit of a glitch when I take my condition levers from cut off and put them into low idle. So I try to, if possible. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. So, forgive me here because it may not fire up exactly like it should, but it'll be okay, I think. Let's see. Prop levers idle, or sorry, power levers idle, prop levers fully forward, condition levers cut off. Cabin sign will come on. And that. Okay. Oh, I forgot to. What did I forget to do? No, that's okay. Cabin temp to auto. Oxygen is on. Actually, I forgot. Battery is going to come on. There we go. Oh boy, avionics, everything's coming alive. I don't have that on. That's really interesting that that happens. Well, that's okay as well. Okay, fuel firewall valves, we'll open those up. Standby pumps are off. That looks good. All right, oh, let's check real quick here. Standby pumps on. Okay, I hear those, and then we're gonna do a quick cross-feed check. We'll watch our annunciator panel. That looks good. That looks good. Okay, those can come back off, and those annunciators come on. Auxiliary crossfeed. Oh, we just checked that. Auxiliary transfer switches are auto. Fuel levels are good. Test the DC volts in both sides. Those look good. Amps are in the correct range. And annunciator panel top and bottom looks good. Alright, we'll turn the beacon on and we're ready to get things started. So right ignition comes on. We'll let this guy spin up to 12%. And there it goes, firing up for us. And it's going to go super high because, again, I didn't have this on cutoff because of that darn glitch. But only for just the briefest of seconds there. We'll pretend we didn't see that.
Now, it's been a while since I've flown this plane, so it might be a little sloppy.
Well, we'll be a good pair then, because that's kind of how I roll. All right, I got to get...
ATC is going to be clearing the way.
Yes, no kidding. Generator on, and then you have to push the condition lever to full forward. A little bit of a funky startup procedure, but not bad once you get used to it. Okay, here comes left engine up to 12. Firing up. And again, a little bit of an over red line RPM, but everything coming back down. That's good. Getting all kinds of master cautions here. All right, good deal. Stabilizing nicely. And generator 2 will come on. At this point, avionics can come on, even though they're already on for some reason. A little bit of a glitch there, but that's okay. You can turn the starters off. Bring the condition lever back to low idle, and that's page 1. Avionics flight plan. Flight plan's entered. I'm not going to worry about zooming in. We're not really even going to use this, to be honest with you, but I don't know how to turn it off. Like in my Duke, I can just have the menu there, but we're not going to be really messing with that at all. All right, we are going to leave this on VOR, and again, we're going to put in, just for down the road, not right away, 108.2 as our... Oh, hey, is it in there already? Yeah, it is actually. Nice, very cool. Not sure how that happened, but we'll take it. So that's the VORTAC that we'll eventually get to when we get down closer to Durango. For now, though, as I'm looking at things, here's kind of what I'm thinking. And again, downwind, you have the better experience and expertise level. But what I'm seeing here is, again, we're going to take off to the west. This is a right-hand pattern. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Right-hand traffic pattern, which, because of all these 14ers right in here. So we're going to turn right. We're going to come around here, and I'm thinking if we could get it right on about a 118, that's going to get us in the neighborhood of Silverton, and then we can head on down. So I'm going to spin this course around. We're not using it as a traditional VOR at all. We're going to just use it kind of as a reference point, at least initially. So 118, and again, if 276 was the heading that we're required to depart on, which is, again, runway heading, and we have to climb up to 14,200 before we can make any turn to go anywhere. So I'm going to have all that entered in there, and checking the real last check of active sky. Yep, 270 at 10. I have an altimeter 3032. Wow, kind of high pressure right here. Nice day out.
Yeah, you should be just over 9,000.
Sweet. Yep, 9,000. So is this? Am I remember right? Is this not the highest highest airport in the lower 48 as far as?
I think it is commercially.
There you go. There you go. There may be some other strips that are higher, but as far as maybe I'm thinking Towered Airport, which again I don't know why I thought this was non-towered, but or no, non-towered. Well, I don't know. You guys can look it up. You can Google it. I'm ready to go flying. Altitude, yeah, so we're going to be initially climbing up here to file 14.5 because we will eventually be going to the, well, geez, I don't know, man. Are we actually going west, or it's pretty doggone close, isn't it, here? What do you think, downwind?
I think 14.5 is good for now.
Yeah.
Do that, and then we'll jump up. We'll basically do it, out to the west, climbing right through to 14.5.
Yeah.
Come back and overfly the airport, and then jump right down over the ridge line.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so the last thing that I need to do here is I need to put in 122.8 because we'll pretty much stay Unicom the entire way. All right. Controls checked. This is the cheating way of doing it. We're going to pretend I have a ramp guy outside helping me there. Taxi lights coming on, nav lights, recog, strobes, and I think I'm ready to go flying, my friend. What do you say?
Almost, just a second.
Okay, sounds good. You're actually down there again, kind of the X-plane scenery, a little different obviously than the P3D. I just have the default stuff, Sarah. No big deal, but I'll give you just a second. Actually, give me a chance to run and do something real quick, and I'll be right back. We'll be ready to go. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna kind of taxi down, I think, to the hold short point here, and as soon as you're ready downwind, man, we can rock and roll. And actually, where you're kind of located here, I think I will let you take the lead. You seem to know this area.
Oh, thanks. I turned my stream on.
Cool.
If you want to see what I'm seeing.
All right, I will. I'm going to fire that up here, and so hey, yeah, if you're stumbling upon this channel and wonder what the heck's going on, I'm here in the High Rockies, Telluride, Colorado, with my friend Downwind Sim, and we're trying to take a couple of King Airs down a little valley here, chasing a narrow gauge railroad. This is the kind of stuff I like to do. I like variety. I like GA. This isn't really bush flying per se, but I like to be up in the mountains and challenge myself a little bit. Will also catch me in the vintage aircraft. Super excited to report some progress on both the 737-200 and the Lockheed L1011 this week. I was able to get both of them installed, get the liveries working good, and actually I was able to fly a complete pattern in the 737-200. I did not
Very
have,
impressive.
yeah, I did not have the same luck with the L1011. I was able to take off and then promptly power off stall on the crosswind and set her down ever so gently in the field just south of Denver International Airport. But both planes are functional.
One's muddy, but
There's a
that's all right.
little bit of learning curve, that we have to do. So pop over if you're here too. You might as well pop over, check out Downwind. His stream looks a lot cooler than me because he's got this cool this immersion, this VR stuff that he does, and I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty jealous. I'm not gonna lie, it looks awesome. So I'll have him going on the one hand, and I'll have my left eye on Downwind stream here, and my right eyeball on the all the 14-foot peaks that we have in the neighborhood. And with any luck, we'll be able to get ourselves down to Durango. So I am going to throw some lights on here. As you know, if you've ever been in the mountains, it gets dark early. The sun sets early, the sun rises late, and yeah, it's not surprising that we're already starting to get runway lights and all that good stuff here. But that's all part of the challenge. We should have plenty of light all the way down into Durango. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, Downwind.
And to you. First week under your belt.
Yep, very good first 3 days. Always good to have that first week done, though. Everybody is just kind of shaking off the rust, and it's a lot of hard work preparing to bring 600 plus middle school students back and keep them all relatively engaged. But I've got a rock star staff, and they did a great job. And so, but it's definitely time. I was ready for this. It's definitely time to have some fun and unwind a little bit. No better way, I think, to do it. I did have a little grandson time already. He actually got himself in a little hot water, and I think he actually ended up getting put to bed early. So he's been a little under the weather himself. So all right, I'll let you get rolling. I've got to do just a quick little pre-flight. Let's get the bleed air. Oh, I have bleed airs off already. Okay. Cabin pressure. I need to set the cabin pressure because we are going to be up a little bit high.
And just double checking, VATSIM does not have voice CTAF stuff, right?
Not yet. Actually, I just got an email on that, though. And funny you should mention that. I think this weekend I might be part of a test.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
If I were to make the call, I would say King Air C90, 748 Hotel Sierra, which is my favorite call sign. We are departing to the west out of Telluride, climbing to 14 and a half. Telluride. That would be the call. Something similar to that.
So I'm glad you said that because I definitely need help with that kind of stuff. Okay, boost is on. Auto feather's on. Auto ignition's coming on. I might need autopilot, so I'm gonna get all that stuff set up.
So you're at 9,000 feet, so performance is everything at this point.
Correctamundo. Yep.
Here we go.
All right, buddy, I'm watching. Good luck. I am gonna peek down, make sure my trim is set. Okay. All right, let's have a look at our friend heading out. Heading west. Oh, beautiful sight. Beautiful sight. Sunset.
So watch this cliff at the end here.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, holy cow. All right. His plane is way ahead of his stream, so I'm going to watch his plane for a second here. We'll watch him get airborne. And and then I'm going to pull his stream over, and we'll watch it from the inside. Oh, that looks so breathtakingly beautiful, man. Look at that. All right, all right. Okay, here's what it looked like on his. Let's go full screen. We got to go full screen. Into the sunset, like true cowboys. And oh, there's that nice X-plane sloped runway. Yeah, yeah. Rotation speed about 90. Very nice, very nice. Ours is supposed to be about 96, but we'll see up here at 9,000 foot. But yeah, look at that. Well, this isn't going to shock anybody, but default scenery edge X-plane. Nice. Oh yeah, heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, can't wait for my turn. That gives him a chance to kind of get out clear of us as well. And all right, taxi, or excuse me, landing lights coming on. Telluride traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo departing 27 VFR to the west, 14,500 Telluride. So the thing about this test run that you'll get a kick out of is, and you'll know the joke as soon as I start the joke, but it's over in the UK, so it gives me a chance to work on my English. Dun-dun-dun. Yeah, I'll be here all week. Tip your waitress.
Oh boy.
Hey, that's actually not the worst joke that I've heard this week. So, did you hear the one about the cross-eyed teacher? He couldn't keep his pupils straight.
Oh no.
Okay, that's enough middle school humor for one stream. I'm sorry, occupational hazard. I actually do have one more joke, but I'll save it for a little bit later on. This is kind of a teaser.
Okay, I have one ready.
I'm ready.
What do you call a deer with no eye?
What?
No idea.
My middle school kids would appreciate that. All right, my last one, and again, this is middle school. These are the things that middle schoolers teach their admin. How do you tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? One will see you later. The other will see you after a while.
Uh-oh.
That's pretty good, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, positive rate. Gear coming up. I'm going to give everybody the comparison look here. And yeah, I mean, you can I can't see quite as well out my window, but I think it's pretty clear that the default X-plane. Now, if I was a little bit further south, I do have some Orbix. Maybe I'll pick up, no, that's actually north, I'm sorry. It helps a little bit, but still, that X-plane mountain scenery, man, it's pretty solid. All right, go ahead. I'm ready for the next one.
All right, what do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs?
I don't know.
Still no idea.
Okay, I know what I'm going to tell my 8th grade at lunch on Monday. Those are going to be...
I'm done with it.
Okay. It's probably for the best. We just went from 2 viewers to 1 viewer as soon as we started saying jokes. So that should be an indication.
Yeah, that'll run them out.
All right, so I'm through 10,000. I'm going to go ahead and turn the landing and taxi lights off. Auto ignition can come off. Auto feather can come off as well.
So I'm at about a heading 300.
Okay.
And I'm at 13.2 right now.
So I was thinking about 118 would get us kind of heading towards Silverton. That's what I'm planning to do. I'm going to get up, like I say, we have to climb at least above 12,000, and then actually it says if we're going southeast we have to get to 14.2. And they actually say it should be a climbing hold, but I'm not sure that I would be able to pull off a full 360 in only 2,000 feet. So I'm going to start my right-hand turn here in just a little bit, and I am going to peek on the Vatastic map just to make sure I don't get in your way. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Can you see me?
I do not have you visually just yet.
Okay.
You've got to be off. Oh yes, I do. I take that back. I just saw your flash of your strobes, so I do have a visual on you, and I will try to maintain separation. Maybe give me every once in a while, give me an airspeed so I can kind of try to match.
Well, I'm slow right now. I'm only 130 knots.
Okay. So I'm getting close to. There's my 1,000 to go. And yep, we'll be.
I'm about 7 miles north on the 30 radial off of Cones VOR.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, and I forgot to tune that in. Actually, whoops.
10.2.
10.2. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna level off at 14.5 first of all, and then kind of get stabilized. I'm about 135, and I'll try to get myself up to just kind of a nice straight and level.
Right, I'm just over 14.5, coming back down, starting my right turn.
Perfect.
Back to tell you right.
Okay. What'd you say, 110.2? Is that what you said for the cone?
But yes, that's it. 110.2.
Okay, so I'll plug that in. Oh, I have a problem with, actually, that's not going to help me, and because there's a little bit of an issue with the DME in this particular plane. It's kind of a strange deal, but I cannot get the DME to work on when I'm in when my CDI is on VOR mode. Now I can get it to work fine on my main FMC, but I don't know. You won't be able to see, but as I'm looking at the Garmin out in front of me, I've not ever been able to get either the bearing or the DME to work. So if anybody has some experience with that, that would be good information to share if you don't mind. Alright, I'm going to take my flight director off. I don't need that. We'll turn the yaw damper on. I've climbed way through 14,500, by the way. So I'm going to be descending like a screaming eagle here into Silverton.
Okay, I have you visually.
All right.
I'm to your north.
I had you before I started turning. I'm just coming around to what the world's going on here. Oh, I've got low power. I've throttled back too much. Sorry about that. I'm still climbing. It's why my airspeed's way down. Okay. Imagine that. I'm having some issues with airspeed.
Keep it in the air.
Man, I tell you what. Alright, so we'll come back around again, like you heard Downwind say, we're looking to overfly the Telluride Airport again, and that should be just off our, probably off our 1 o'clock here after we made the turn. And then,
So if you can keep a north, I see you off my right wing.
oh, I turned a little too, did I turn a little too, oh man, what happened there? Uh-oh.
I kind of snuck off to the north a little bit.
Okay.
So, I just didn't want us to get too terribly close.
Gotcha. Well, so I see what you did is you actually, now you're making me lead. You're making me be the lead dog here. All right, there's Telluride Airport. So you're sneaky like that, I can tell. Alright, so I'm trying to descend down. I'm at 15,600 right now, which is a little higher than I had filed, but as I'm looking at the scenery, I think we need to be, yeah, there's like 14.6 is the minimum safe altitude here just to the southeast of Telluride, so it's probably not bad to be a little bit high. What were you saying? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's all right. I'm about 5 miles to the west of Telluride Airport, and I'm directly over the highway that leads up into that canyon.
Roger. Okay, just passing directly over Telluride Airport right now, and I'm following must be a different highway into the canyon. So I do think I'll probably end up making the southbound turn a little bit ahead of you. If I see that you're southbound and you're cutting in front of me, I'll go ahead and I'll vector myself to the north and fall in behind you.
Do you have visual on me now?
I don't. I've lost you.
Your altitude?
I'm right now at 15,100, actually climbing again. I'm right at just about the top of the mountains, which I'm thinking that's kind of you too. You might even, that's what's hard about, I think, right here is you could be down kind of hiding out.
No, so I'm overflying, just coming up on the airport right now.
Oh, okay, so I have somehow, I'll be off, probably off your nose then, because I'm a little past it. I'm following the highway that's basically running southeast of the airport. That's the other thing that's hard about this is I don't know I can see kind of what's rendered in your, an X-plane. It's not necessarily rendered in P3D, so that makes it kind of tough. Alright, I'm looking. I'll make the call when I start heading south, and that way I don't see you, so I don't think I'm gonna necessarily be in your way unless you're right in my blind spot here where my little window support is. Alright, so looking kind of for, again, we're looking for a little river, the Animus River, and with any luck there'll be a narrow gauge railroad. I kind of see a valley coming through here, so I'm hoping on the other side of this ridge will be what we're looking for. So I've got to be approximately, no more than 2 miles from the southbound turn. Do you have me by chance?
I do not.
Okay.
I think you're way faster than I am. I'm doing like 150 knots, maybe.
Okay, yeah, my speed's up a little bit here. I'm gonna bring it back down. Alright, so here is a valley coming up. I'm looking for a river. This first one doesn't look quite deep enough. There's a little road in there though. Whoops, I'm descending. I don't want to do that. Let's stay above these mountains here. Alright, I'm turning southbound here, and I'm not sure if I've picked the correct valley or not. There was an initial valley that looked like it had a highway, and I took the second one. I took the first one past that basically, and ooh, I think I see a little river. Okay, that makes me feel better. So I think I might be on the right path here. Yeah, my speed 176 right now, so I think maybe I accidentally shot past you there. I guess I was nervous. I thought the C90 was actually a little quicker than the 200, but I don't know my King Airs very well,
Yeah,
so
I don't know. It feels like this is going slower than normal. My gear is up. My flaps are up. My throttle's about wide open.
well, I will. I'll keep my eye peeled here. I may be going way off course here too, so it may be a moot point if I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I've got the Durango VOR tuned in, so if worst came to worst, I would at least be able. I'm hoping I don't have to take evasive maneuvers and get like in some box canyon here, but it looks like to me, I've got the river that I'm looking for. I don't see any kind of a railroad, so it makes me a little bit nervous that maybe every one of these rivers or every one of these valleys is a drainage, so they all could theoretically all have a river running in there. What have I done here? Why am I beeping?
Okay, I have Durango in sight, or I'm sorry, Silverton in
Okay.
sight.
All right, and I never did see the town of Silverton, so I may have. Well, I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out together. You take your little drainage, and I'll take mine, and we'll see what happens. Again, I think the thing that will be the kicker is if whoever is able to find that little thin north and south Electra Lake will know that they're on the right track. And if you don't find that lake, then I think that means you probably jumped in the wrong valley, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to be able to find Durango. If I'm looking at this map correctly, I think it looks like Durango kind of is where it's kind of like at the base of the mountains. It looks like it sort of drops off and clears out a little bit. So I think that the town of Durango should be fairly easy to see, and hopefully, anyway, I guess we'll find out. I should probably look. It's only, like I say, it's only like a 20-some minute flight. I probably should look a little bit and see what our approach options are looking like. But I'm actually down in the canyon right now having some fun, so we'll do that here in just a little bit.
Okay, that was my next question. So I'm still at I'm just under 14,000. I'm starting to dip down. I do have the right valley.
Okay.
And following the railroad down here.
All right. Okay. Well, that's. I'm trying to kind of hug the western side of my valley. Yeah, and your scenery looks not, well, similar, I guess, but obviously a little better than mine, so. But mine does look like the valley at least goes all the way through.
Right now, and I can see that. I don't know if you want to.
Yep, I'm looking at your. Yep. I'm thinking I maybe picked the wrong valley because I am not seeing any kind of a railroad at this point in time. And I do know that P3D does render the railroads because, well, first of all, I have it turned on because I had it turned on for the Oshkosh fly-in, because of course that's one of the things that you have to follow on the approach on the Fisk arrival. But I'm not seeing anything, so it's making me feel like I maybe picked the wrong valley, and as I cheat and look at my GPS, I definitely think I just went one too far. So if you want accuracy and execution, tune into the Downwind Sim Twitch channel.
You're very kind.
If you want adventure around every corner, tune into mine. Come on over to Melvin's channel, and we'll have some fun together. So here's what I'm hoping doesn't happen, is I come screaming out of my side of the channel and you come screaming out of your side of the channel, and we meet in the middle. I've managed to throttle back here, and I've been flying at about 135 knots. Oh, I maybe see a lake though. Maybe. I have the lake in sight. I was definitely in the wrong canyon.
I'm coming in probably I'm coming in to where the lake's at, kind of from the northeast.
Okay. Uh-oh. I'm going to be looking for you because I'm coming in just I'm also coming in from the northeast. But like I say, I think I'm one canyon to the east of you, so I'm going to actually hug the east side right now. I'm going to try to stay as far east as I can, just in case. We're
and I'm
fairly close together.
The northern tip of the lake here.
Roger. Okay, I'm looking for you. Man, I should see you. Maybe I have a different lake.
I'm at 9,500.
Okay, I'm at 9,800, and I am also just approaching a lake. My lake doesn't look like your lake. Do you see me? I should be at about your 11 o'clock. Yeah, I must still be one canyon, one drainage over. I am coming up on kind of a cool looking bridge deal. You have a bridge at your 12 o'clock?
Yeah, I don't see that.
All right. Well.
Sink rate.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
Sink rate.
I'm gawking around, and so yeah, I do. I guess it wasn't really I thought it was a bridge, but it's more like a clear cut for some power lines. Okay, well, there's a chance that we could still kind of meet in the middle. It looks to me, though, like I've kind of got myself back in the correct channel, at least where the river shows up a little bit better. So I'll keep looking for you, you keep looking for me, and I'm not getting it. I mean, I do have my TCAS turned on, so if you're in the neighborhood, I'll get hollered at. Alright, while I try not to crash into my friend, I'm also going to just quickly take a peek. So we have ILS runway 3. So that would mean 3 and 21. 3 and 210. Alright, so I'm grabbing some ATIS here. I'm doing it the fast way through active sky. I'm not going to tune it in because I'll crash into a mountainside. Durango, KDRU, no, KDRO. Alright, surface winds 210 at 11. We have a 3010 altimeter. I'll go ahead and put that in, 3010.
I think I got kicked off of that set. My client booted me.
Oh, man. Well, we won't have to worry about...
How about now? You see anything?
I still see your stream going, but I don't... Let's see. Oh, yeah, I don't see you on my Vatastic map right now, but it's like a every 60-second refresh deal, so... Oh, that'll stink. I'm pretty sure you're going to want to watch my landing.
I think I reconnected.
Okay, I'll tell you if I see it. The other thing about, let's see, the other thing about Durango that I'm going to tell you is that our elevation is 6,689 feet. Yep, and that's we have runway 3 and runway 21. We do have edge lighting, so that's good. It's plenty long, 9,200 foot and 150 foot wide, so that's pretty sweet. And
what are the winds?
Wind right now at Durango 260 at 11. There is no approach. Well, I shouldn't say that. There is a DME approach if you're landing on runway 3, but we're not going to be doing that. Okay, I'm actually overflying like an airport here. What am I? Where am I at? What?
Okay, I have visual on you. You're at my. You're at about my 10 o'clock. I'm just behind you.
Is that an airfield? Am I seeing it? What is that? No, that must just be a farm. It almost looks like a little grass. Yeah, it is. I see an airplane down. It's like a little grass strip down there. Awesome. Very cool. So I wonder where that's at. I wonder if that's something that's... If there's like a little... I don't see anything on Sky Vector, but that doesn't mean anything. It does look like, though, that we're kind of getting out of the mountains here a little bit, and I am at 8,000. I don't think I'm going to go much lower than about 8,000 foot. Alright, so you've got me. Is my speed okay? Am I okay?
Yeah, you're doing fine. So we'll do, what do we want to do traffic-wise here at Durango?
So if I understand, and this could be where I want some feedback here, if it does not say RP, then that means it's a left-hand traffic. Is that?
I think that's correct.
Okay, so I'm not seeing, and I'll pull this over. I'm at a spot where I have a little bit of wiggle room. I am not seeing anything here. It's a controlled airfield. Oh, we probably should be checking in because it's class. Is that class Delta? We should probably be checking in here, shouldn't we? How far out am I? Oh, I don't know because my DME doesn't work. I'm going to check in just to make sure.
About 10 miles out.
Okay, 135.6. Denver Center, good evening. Oh, geez, just stepped on somebody. I think I see our... I think that's our airport there, my friend. So I'm going to overfly midfield and then enter left traffic here at Denver Center. King Air 520 Yankee Kilo 8000. We're inbound Durango requesting visual runway 21 full stop. He's like, I don't care, dude. It's Friday night ops. I got 58 heavies. I can't see you. You're squat.
I'm calling inbound Durango. Durango control field. So you can continue Unicom 122.8.
Okay, over to Unicom 520 in Kilo. All right, there you go. Why don't I see it? Well, I know why.
Delta 683. Delta 683,
I do think it's controlled, but it's just not right now. Alright, so I'm over midfield, and I will just pretend we're on CTAF, so let me see if I make this call correctly. Durango traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo. We're flying over midfield, entering left traffic, runway 21 Durango. That was kind of wordy, but gets the job done, right? Okay, so I got to get down 6,000, it's about 6,800 foot, so I'm going to try to get down to pattern altitude if I can. I am in flap speed right now, though. Oh, now I'm picking up another runway. Oh boy, so we have, okay, I think I have a little bit of an issue here, my friend. I think the airfield that I just saw first was actually the Animus. Yep, so this is, well, the call is still the same. I'm going to be flying midfield and entering left downwind. Yeah, they're both on P3D, though. They both look like they kind of have got that Orbix small airport upgrade treatment, so that's pretty cool. They both have beacons and static aircraft, and that's kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to spin this guy around to runway 3 and 21 just as a reference point. I could, theoretically, I could enter the ILS frequency, the localizer frequency for runway 3, and just use it in reverse to just make sure I'm on the localizer, but really we've got very clear, good visual conditions, so I think I'm just going to eyeball it.
Position report for you.
And let's see, Durango traffic flying directly over midfield right now, 520 Yankee Kilo. Yep, that is, well, it's hard to tell, but I think that this is another single runway that's east of the first one. I don't see anything else to my east, so it makes sense that I'm pretty sure that that's Durango. Durango traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo on the downwind runway 21 Durango.
Durango traffic caravan, or not, no, King Air 748 Hotel Sierra over Blackman Field, making left traffic.
Alright, first notch of flaps coming in for me. Oh boy, that really kicks my nose up. Crazy. And Durango traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo, left base runway 21 Durango. Let's see how well I can judge my turn here. I'm prepared for the... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Durango traffic, King Air 8 Hotel Sierra on the downwind at Durango. What runway is that?
2-1.
2-1, thank you. I'm letting you do all the homework.
Durango traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo, turning final, runway 21 Durango. I'm doing my classic over turn too late, S-turn correction. Oh, no, I turned a little too soon, actually. Alright, I gotta get the gear down here. I'm right short final.
So I'm at your 9 o'clock right now.
Sync rate.
Roger.
Sync rate.
Little quick.
500.
Little quick. A little bit low, but not bad. Wow, this is halfway pretty. It's kind of has that boxy feel, the default boxy feel, but they put a little bit of like a road around the edge to make it look a little bit better. liking the lights that they have here.
Durango traffic, King Air 8 Hotel Sierra turning base for runway 21, Durango.
Yeah, boy. A little bit of a long landing. My scenery showed it runway 20, but the chart showed it 21. And I missed my taxiway. Sorry, I'll try to hustle off here. Oh, come on, baby.
You got plenty of time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Durango traffic, King Air 748 Hotel Sierra turn up final runway 21.
Durango traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo. We're clear of the active Durango. So I hung a right.
It's windy up here.
Yeah, a little bit. It looks like we've got most of the, at least on my scenery, most of the buildings are kind of back on that northern side. I've got you visually now here. I'm going to try to get up where I can watch you land. And then we need to start thinking about leg 2, because that was too much dang fun. I'm telling you what. Got a little bit lost, but that's, if you ever go fishing with me.
Grab angle on what I'm doing.
I can't quite see you that. Oh, I'll look on your. Oh yeah. Oops. Look pretty dang smooth to me, man. Both on your stream and trying to watch you from an outside camera, and I'm all over the frickin' place. Alright, I'm
not used to flying this plane.
Did pretty well, and even made that first turn off there, man. That's impressive.
Oh, there you are. All right. Durango traffic. Caravan. No, I'm so used to flying the caravan all the time. King Air 8 Hotel Sierra is clear of runway 21, taxi to the rim.
Alright, so let's just find a spot here, and then let's see where we want to go next. I guess I could turn my my landing lights off so I'm not blinding everybody.
I pushed the clock back a little bit so I could see all the beautiful scenery.
I actually didn't have my landing lights on. That was a bad job on my part. So I just gave you the flash there. Alright, that looks like a pretty good spot to park. Well, welcome to Durango, Colorado, everybody. And like I said, it looks like, I mean, this is, yeah, there's some people over there hanging out. What makes that King Air so special that you guys want to hang out by it? Come over and hang out by me. Okay. Don't get carried away there, Mr. Twin Turbine. So, yeah, that was fun, man. Let's, what do you think? Where should we go next? So, like I said at the beginning, our buddy Rob from Slant Alpha is flying to Chandler. I have no idea where Chandler, Arizona is, but I'm going to check and see if he's still in the air.
That's right outside of Phoenix.
Okay. So, oh yeah, he's still going. And like I say, he's in that He's in the DC-3, so he's not making great time. What's the? Do we have an AICO code for Chandler? DRO. We're just going to kind of check it out here. Just see what it would take. Let's see, Chandler, Arizona airport code. CHD. So I did fly around a little bit last night. Okay, so that's a 2-hour flight. It might be kind of tough to catch up with him if he's already like 3/4 of the way down, even if he's not going very fast. So I'm thinking maybe that's not going to be the best option for us. Now I did fly down last night just messing around, and I noticed that they did not, P3D anyway, does not have the fire going, but Active Sky actually has the smoke in the air, which is kind of cool. But if you wanted, we could, so like all the action is happening down here at Albuquerque with the FNO tonight. In fact, I'll pull that up here and show you what I'm talking about. Might be kind of fun to, let's see, there's Phoenix. So they have right now, they only have 12 arrivals so far. 69 into Sky Harbor. I wonder why Albuquerque, that's not one of the featured airports. Maybe that would be a good airport actually to fly into then. From here we are up here in Durango. Maybe we could plot out a quick slant alpha route. Actually, I would have to change airplanes. You want to switch airplanes and fly down to yeah, it doesn't matter. What do you want to do?
We could fly down there, or if you want, we can fly back to Telluride.
Let's see. So many choices here. What's going to be tough for me flying back into Telluride is I don't know if it does it have landing lights? Wind, yes. Lighted, wait. Beacon, it's a lighted land airport. Yeah, I guess we could. I don't know how comfortable I feel flying back up that valley, but I wouldn't mind. Just, it would be all right. Turn back up, fly back into the mountains. What would it look like? Do we have any kind of? It's not long enough really for even any kind of a IFR, which we don't really need because again the weather is beautiful. Well, let's see.
Telluride's the challenging one to land in.
It is. So I tell you what, here's kind of what I'm.
Push your time clock back.
I could. I'm wondering if I can't just. You know what? If we get rolling, I might actually be okay. I may actually have enough time. I say we do it. Let's go ahead. We'll flip it around. I'm going to go ahead and just swap my flight plan. I'm going to say that we're going to depart here in the next 5 minutes. 219, and I'm going to say that we're going to be up at about 15.5. Flight plan filed. Yeah, I say let's do it. If I get going and I get up in the mountains and I find out that it's just a little too dark, then I'll just cheat and slide my time slider back a little bit and be okay.
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to go flying up those canyons at night.
This time of night, yeah, I don't think you would be. But again, it's not completely dark. It's you know, what they say on Princess Bride? He's not he's not totally dead. He's just mostly dead. It's not totally dark. It's just all right, let's do it. More chit chat. Okay, brakes off. Taxi light on. I'm rolling. Telluride. No, Durango traffic. King Air 520 Yankee Kilo taxi. Runway 27. VFR departure to the northwest. Durango. I keep wanting to say Telluride. They're gonna love me on the voice test up in England. Da. Airplane taking off. I'll be sure to. I'll be
my first language.
hooked on phonics. It worked for me. I will be sure to stream because it will be worth a laugh. Now I may be wrong. I may have just gotten a informational email, but I signed up to be a tester because Lord knows I have complained about it enough. But the first couple of rounds they kind of kept it like a little bit in-house, and it was like guys like Rob that knew what the heck they were doing. They were like controllers, and they actually could give like legit feedback and all that stuff. And then they left maybe they left this third or fourth, I don't know how many times they've tested it. Guys like me, so they're like, all right, let's throw it out there to the idiots and let's see really. This will be the true test. But that's okay. That's part of what I want to practice, man. That's part of what I want to do and get better at. I wasn't good at any of this stuff when I started. But that doesn't stop me from still doing it. Oh my gosh, it looks like there's speed bumps here on my stream. Seriously, this taxiway is closed? It's X'd out. What? Why?
No, they're lying.
Okay. These matches say you're lying. Alright, flaps to approach, autopilot on, yaw damper, get my flight director set, auto ignition, auto feather, my trim is set, landing lights coming on. This will be one great round trip, I tell you what, man. It's just crazy enough to work. Durango traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo, departing runway 21 VFR to the northwest, Durango. Alright, we're rolling. See you later, Durango. I like you.
I'm watching.
I like you, man. I'm impressed. It's a default airport, but you look pretty cool.
Have you been down in this area in real life?
In real life, yeah. Gorgeous country. Okay, airspeed's live. There is 80 knots. Looking for 96. There's rotation. A little sluggish, but we're airborne. Positive rate. Gear up. I didn't check to see. There probably was a departure procedure here, but I did not check to see that. Gear coming up. And I'm just gonna rough it out here. It's a left-hand. So if it's a left-hand approach pattern, this is a great question. I don't know the answer to this. Should I be making a left crosswind departure right now? You do, don't you?
If they don't have a control tower, as long as you announce your intentions,
All right.
I think you generally do what you want to do.
Okay.
So long as it doesn't conflict with anyone else.
Durango traffic. King Air 520 Yankee Kilo turning right crosswind, climbing 7,700 Durango. Yeah, so it looks like our the reason why that makes sense is because then we can pick up that Animas Airport, and then from Animas we can head pretty much straight north, and that will get us back up into our canyon there.
Durango traffic, King Air 748 Hotel Sierra, takeoff runway 21, departing the area to the northwest. Durango.
Alright, I have the Animas airfield in sight. Animas traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo will be crossing midfield at 10,000, departing to the north. Speaking of 10,000, off go the landing and taxi lights. Auto ignition off. Auto feather off. Man, I tell you what, that little airport looks about half cool also. I wonder if it has some static stuff down there as well. Interesting. Okay, I see our valley. I never did really notice the railroad though. Must just not have been paying attention. Man.
Yeah, my family and I took that. It's a steam narrow gauge railway up to Silverton.
Yeah. How long does it take?
2 hours.
Awesome.
Probably and go up to Silverton, have lunch, and then ride the train back.
Awesome. Yeah, the junior first officer is a huge train fan, and so one of our favorite things to do, of course, when he's just kind of chilling, is to pull up YouTube videos on trains, and that's one of his favorite, is that train that runs back and forth there. He loves the steam trains, but I have never been on that. Now my mom has, actually. She went down with a friend years ago, and of course she said ever since, man, we gotta go, you know, and we just never do. Okay. Heading up.
No sleeping while you're
Oh
flying.
boy. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather, I tell you. But got plenty of. I got another couple 100 miles in me, honey. All right, I'm right up the middle of the valley, just like you're supposed to. And I'm level here at about 11,000. I know we're going to have to get up to 14,000 at least to clear. Well, 14.6 is that minimum safe altitude. Let's go ahead and pull the power back to our climb settings. Man, I'm getting that low power horn coming on. I don't know what's going on. Oh, because my turbine RPM is down below 80%. That's probably why.
Yeah, this is all, you know, high altitude stuff, right? So power is is a good thing to have.
Yeah, and rightly so. I mean, I am guessing that as your altitude goes up, that little warning horn is probably set to go off a little bit, maybe a little bit sooner than it would at sea level. It would make sense that that would happen anyway.
There's definitely a reduced performance on the air. You know, just being up this high, taking off, landing, all that stuff.
So is that plane that you're flying, is that a default?
Yes.
Man,
Yep.
oh man.
Comes with it.
That is nice.
I used to fly this all the time, and then some nice guy, you know, I fly FS economy all the time, and some nice guy gifted me in FS economy a Cessna Caravan.
Oh yeah.
And normally you'd have to pay, you know, normally you'd have to pay $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, you know, virtual.
Yeah.
For that plane. And the guy he's like, I don't do this anymore. I enjoy your stream, so here.
Nice.
I'll sell it to you for $1.
Holy.
And yeah. So that's why I dove in head over heels on that one and kind of been flying that all the time.
So in my air hauler company, I've been saving for a King Air because so far all I've been able to afford has been smaller planes. So like I built everything up just by flying cargo with King Airs, and I'm just about to the point now where if I can get a little bit of a bargain, I've got $1 million saved up, and that'll be my next purchase. I had it built way up in my old machine and had no way to save it and kind of start where I left off. When I moved to the new machine, it was a complete reinstall, and I'm like, oh man, I had worked for like a year on that. I was buying 737s and stuff like that. It was kind of fun. Well, I'm not sure if it's dark or not, but the cars on the road have their headlights on, so.
Are you past Electra Lake?
I am just entering kind of the south tip of Electra Lake. Doing about 180 knots right now, 12,500.
Okay, I'm at 170, coming up to 10,000.
Okay, it looks to me like. Okay, it looks to me like maybe what my scenery has done is taken that railroad track and it's putting the power lines on it, like that's what it's for. Because I think that's about where it would make sense for the railroad to run. Pretty much, I'm assuming in a lot of places it sort of parallels the highway.
Yeah, so look at my stream real quick. I can't. I switched it to
Whoops.
this time of day, and I can see your blinking light up ahead. But
yeah, that looks like a lot of my streams actually. Look at the beautiful scenery here. Trust me, it's nice.
I run right into the side of a mountain.
Yeah, that's when you well, that's for me. That actually is a benefit of the G1000, is it does have the terrain feature. Uh-oh. Altitude warning. So I'm getting a little bit of a, speaking of terrain warning, I'm getting a little bit of one right now. Alright, so I'm at a little bit of a crossroads here, my friend. And I think we need to stay to the right. I'm getting plenty dark myself. I might be smart to just.
I went back to daytime.
Yeah.
There's no way you fly this low up through here without being in
Yeah.
the
I actually think what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb up and I'm going to get to MSA. I'm going to get up to 14.6. I can still see, and with my G1000 I can roughly tell if I'm in a pickle, but I think I'm just going to get up MSA, and then I'm going to try to gotta try to figure out here. So I probably could use that cones VOR, which I still have programmed in here, tuned in 110.2. That would at least give me, when I'm just estimating. So for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, this is what Downwind had. He was tracking it on his way out. So, you know, it's I would say if that runway is 276, I would say it's about that. Probably, you know, a little bit northwest of the airfield. So I'm gonna kind of cheat just a little bit. I'm gonna spin this guy around to 27, about runway heading here. And in theory, when that VOR starts to center, then I will know it's time for me to make my turn towards Telluride. Now, with any luck, I'll see it with the lights. Again, if you remember when we headed out, Silverton here is only, just put that in there. I mean, it's only 14 miles from the town of Silverton to Telluride. So, you know, there's a good chance that I would see the lights, if not right away, you know, within a few minutes of me turning and heading west. That's the theory, anyway. Oh, altitude warning. That's not terrain. Altitude. I was within 10,000 of my filed altitude. That's what that is. Okay. And again, I actually filed 15.5 since we're heading slightly east.
Something just happened with me, and it just, everything shut off.
Oh man.
To the ground I go.
Oh man, what? I looked away for 1 second.
Yeah, don't know what happened.
Okay. I see my VOR needle starting to move, and so I'm gonna start peeking over there. 15.5. I'm not going to try to climb anymore. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just turn and start meandering in that direction. And again, Telluride is at 9,000 feet, so we would have to lose a little bit of altitude in order to make the runway. It's a one-way in, one-way out deal, though. So you're taking off, you're departing runway 27, and you're landing runway 9er. So if we can get a visual here, we can get over the top of this ridge, I think we'll kind of start to make our plans. Why, I missed my DME, and I see the runway. Okay, so Telluride traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo on the straight in final runway 9er Telluride. Super fast, and I am a little bit high up, and I'm getting a terrain warning.
Not going. Is it going all right for you still?
It's going okay. Yep, I'm in the valley here heading in. I'm a little bit high still. I gotta get my descending a little aggressively, as my friend Downwind Sim would say. Oh man, I'm getting bucked around like a big dog here. Why am I... Holy cow, I'm fast. I may have to go missed here. I'm at idle. Still over 200. Oh boy, you're clipping trees.
Yeah.
Been there. Boy,
I have no idea
I'm way too fast. Way too fast. I was too high. Okay, so I'm going to go missed. Telluride traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo on the mist, runway 9er. Will depart right traffic and try again. Telluride. Alright. Couple things there. Did not have my speed under control, so that made the descent absolutely impossible.
Well, good. That'll give me a chance to try this again.
Yeah, you've got time, because I am quite definitely on the mist. I don't know. That's pretty bad piloting on my approach here, because missed approach climb to 11.8. Well, I'm already almost there. Then take a right turn to 13.5. Okay, so we're climbing 11.8. Right turn 13.5 on the 104. What? That makes no sense at all. Oh, it's a... ELT, is that what I have tuned in here? I'm all kinds of messed up now. Okay, I need to start climbing. Need to climb to 11,800 and then 13.5 on the right turn. I don't think I'm going to be getting my 104 radio like I'm supposed to, unfortunately. Alright, there's 11,000. Eight. We're going to go ahead and make our right-hand turn, climbing to 13,500. Bring my power settings back a little bit here. Don't want to overstress the engine at this point. So 104 is essentially just kind of need to get back. You don't really, it's a little bit like flying the downwind, only you're essentially just flying back to where you started, and then we're flying out to I think I actually am reading this entire chart backwards. Alright, so yeah. Oh, and we got some lightning in the distance. Well, I do have the Telluride Airport in sight. Telluride traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo, overflying the airport at 13.5 Telluride. All right. I feel like I've flown this approach completely backwards.
Yeah, there's always a lot to watch, and then when you don't know the plane, it makes it even worse.
So here's what I think I've done. I think I actually came in this way. I came in trying to land west, and that's not the way to land, and that's why I was high. And so now, instead of going out here to the cones and then making my procedure turn and coming back in to land correctly, I'm actually flying back out to the west to mess up a second approach. So yeah, that's not the right way to do that. So I'm at 14.6. I'm back at MSA. So what I'm going to do is actually fly this approach correctly, and let's see if that works a little bit better. So I'm going to turn, and I'm going to head direct to the cones VORTAC, Echo Tango Lima 110.2, which is what I have tuned in. When you get to cones, then you make your procedure turn and you actually come in and are able to land safely at the airport. That's a pro tip. Always fly the approach correctly. Okay, I'm up super high. You catch up to me yet, downwind?
No, I had to restart. I had to go back to Durango.
Dang it.
I have no idea what happened. Just everything quit, and I plummeted out of the sky. When I noticed it, I tried to restart, and I got one engine restarted, but it was too late.
Dang it. Well, sorry to hear that.
But just, unfamiliarity with the airplane.
Yeah. Well, the way this is going, I'll probably still be up here flying loop-de-loops.
Perfect.
Okay, so the hard part about this currently is the fact that I have no DME. I have nothing, not a zip zilch. And so I'm going to have to make a guesstimate. I'm supposed to be at 13.5, and then I'm supposed to turn around and depart. So let me get kind of, I'm not heading, you know what I probably should do. And here's where it's getting too dark and I can't turn those lights on. Turn anything else on here? Alright. I am actually going to use my autopilot here because I'm going to actually have to take a look at this for a second. So I want to get myself down to 13,500. Okay. And here's what I'm attempting to do, and this is what I did wrong. Again, I flew this absolutely 180 degrees backwards. So I'm going to get out to cones. At cones, I'm going to execute this a teardrop into a 275, back out on a 09 and I have to be at 13.5 right there. Then I'm going to exit cones on a 108 at 12,000, and that will allow me to come in here. There actually is a localizer into Telluride 109.3, and since it's dark out, I'm going to utilize that sucker. And so we'll tune that in. We'll have this course, and I predict better things for attempt number 2. But again, I have no idea because I don't have a DME. I have no idea if I am, how close I am to the actual cones VORTAC. Alright, I am going to also get my speed under control before I try to do any kind of descent. Yeah. Pulling back on the power ever so slightly. Okay, so we will, again, we're going to enter in a little bit of a teardrop hold here. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to put in 109.3. Barely see what's going on here. Actually, if I pull this up here, I think, yeah, 109.3. Okay, so that's ready to go. And I might as well put in 093 as my course. I'm guessing by the fact that I'm no longer really tracking towards that radial that I'm probably past it by now. So, all right, and so we're going to teardrop into that 275. Once we come around on the 1 minute hold, we are going to descend to 12,000. That'll put us at our the initial approach fixes cone. That'll put us at Hodlow at 12, above 12, and then Zab Goo above 11.5, and but hopefully we'll be able to execute a little bit better here. All right, turn 275. Outbound for a minute.
You're still fumbling around out there around the Telluride?
Yeah, so I think that I have a little bit of a better idea this time. There actually is a localizer frequency that I can use for runway 9er. So I'm flying kind of in the dark like you were a while ago. Yeah, and there's actually, I'm not bad. I'm right about where I should be. Kind of cheating.
I'm experiencing the world's longest sunset.
I'm kind of cheating. I'm kind of using the G1000 a little bit here, but hopefully the key at this point in time is getting myself and my plane down safely. So that's what we're attempting to do. I got to be 095. Come out of this on a 095. And I may actually just come out of it. I tell you what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to come out of it on that 108 heading just so I make sure that I intercept the localizer. Put me on a fairly gradual, I think, approach here. Looking at it, I might need to go even a little bit more aggressive, but we'll kind of see. So now I need to also begin my descent down to 12,000, and we'll just take it nice and easy, about 1,000 foot per minute. Speed is actually really slow, so I'm lucky I didn't stall out. No wonder I'm pitching at a 7-degree angle right now. We'll just kind of keep our VOR, our eye on the VOR here, and hopefully I'm going to go ahead and throw a notch of flaps in. Keep that speed manageable.
I don't see anything out your window.
No, not yet. You gotta have faith, buddy.
Well,
There she comes.
I'm killing people.
Alright, there she comes. We're gonna go ahead and arm the nav. And again, this is not an ILS approach that we're shooting. This is a VOR approach, so this is going to get us pointed in the right direction, but not necessarily lined up with the runway. So please keep that in mind. With any luck, it will not fly us right into the side of a mountain as well. And as I'm looking here, there is a little bit of concern. There's some orange right there, but it's telling me if I'm above 12,000, well, 12,000 or above, that I will be safe. And I do see it looks like a runway light there. This is the ultimate trust your instrument. All right. Let's see, current conditions at our airport, 236. Oh, it's calm. Praise the Lord. So we can come in here on runway 9er and be in good shape. Calm and clear. You couldn't ask for better conditions than that for a guy that doesn't know what the heck he's doing. So once we get kind of our bearings here, we can actually, what do I have? Why do I have something? Why do I have something right there that's yellow? That's interesting. Wonder what that means. We're 3,000 above the airport, so we do need to actually be thinking a little bit about, you know, getting ourselves down. 11.5 is the next altitude restriction, and we'll just gently come down here. Again, my speed is really slow. Don't want to be that slow. I'm almost at rev speed here. Gotta get that speed up just a little bit. Okay, I see some poppy lights, and I think I'm a little bit low. So I'm gonna bring it down to 11.5, and I'm gonna level off right there, and then hopefully I'll get my bearings as far as the runway goes. It ought to be somewhat close, but as you can see, I do feel like I'm just a little bit off. All right, well, this this is much better. I think we can do this. Gear coming down. Hold that altitude. Don't want to be descending just yet. We can go ahead a little bit here. There's a little bit of terrain between us and the airfield still, so I don't want to get too crazy here, but I am going to let the poppy lights guide me, and if it's saying I'm a little too high, I'm going to go ahead and descend slightly. Speed's looking much better. Kind of like to have it on descent. Check my reference sheet here. What does it say? I think around 120 or so on descent is a pretty good speed. Let's add another notch of flaps. I'm a little bit quick. There we go. Speed coming down. Maybe a little too fast, actually. Add some power. I'm still a little bit high, so that's okay if we slow down a bit. Now we're a little too slow. VREF is 102, and now we're high again. Yeah, maybe on another go around. Telluride traffic, King Air 520 Yankee Kilo, short final, runway 9er, Telluride.
I'm quitting it. I got about to the same spot, and it just did the same thing.
Oh man, that's bizarre.
It's something to do with the airplane. I'm probably
Okay. I have a spot when I'm flying out in the Pacific Northwest where it's like in between Orbix regions, and it just completely locks up my sim every time I fly it. I have no idea why, but I can fly it from south to north, but I can't fly it from north to south. It's the weirdest thing. Well, we're a little bit high, but we're going to go for it. I think we're in the ballpark here. And
So I think I remember reading on the chart that it was daytime operations only.
500.
well, why would they have the lights if it was
Sync
daytime
rate.
operations only?
Full up.
Oh, and I don't have my freaking taxi and landing lights turned on anyway. Oh boy. Well, my friends. Yeah, and watch this. Hey, lights, camera action. Look at how much nicer it is when you can actually see the runway. I was so busy fiddling with that missed approach, I forgot two very important steps on my, actually more than that, I forgot to turn on the auto ignition and the auto feather. So, well, I would have to say that the flight from Telluride to Durango was much better than the flight from Durango to Telluride, but
I would agree.
either way, I don't care. I had a blast. Let's clean up.
I did too. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's the first time that I've done something like this here and kind of had a little group flight, and it was really a great way to end the week. Pull into parking here because I got to tell everybody that maybe comes across this later on what I have planned, and I hope that maybe Downwind will be brave enough to join me again tomorrow, even though I wasn't exactly the fearless leader in the mountains here. But tomorrow we're going to be in Alaska, and it's the
I can crash here in the Rockies or up in Alaska. It doesn't matter.
well, I'm gonna do something I've never done before, and it's gonna be in that the end of summer fly-in is what they're calling it. It's up in Alaska, and I'm gonna try to get down and rock and roll at about midnight Zulu, which is about an hour earlier than I did tonight. I actually don't know when the event itself is. I'm hoping we have some air traffic, but if we don't, that's okay because we're going to be VFR again, kind of messing around in the Alaskan backcountry. But hope you can join me for that. I am thinking about also on Sunday. There's an event up in Washington. It's called the Satellite Sunday, and it's actually kind of Washington, Virginia area, and some regional airports, and it might be kind of fun to fly into one of those. But those are the next three things that I have planned. And then toward the end of next week, if you're not able to join us this weekend, I've got some things. So next Thursday is actually another Boston event, the Cape Cod Fly-In, and they have I think one of my airports, Nantucket, is going to be featured in there, one of the ones I have scenery for. So definitely be up there having some fun. And then there's a really interesting Friday night ops coming up next Friday up in New York. It's called the N90 Satellites FNO, and it's this cluster of airfields right kind of in the New York City area, and they're kind of advertising this as like sort of a GA only FNO, and they're going to try to just provide coverage for general aviation in these little tiny airports that are all around the New York area. And so I'm really curious, and of course if it has to do with GA, I'm going to be all over it, but looking forward to trying to do that. It's a little bit iffy towards the end of next week because it's going to be the day we move our youngest son down to college also. So we may there's a possibility we might be getting on the road Friday. But if I'm here, I'll be doing that. So anyway, that's the events coming up. And again, Downwind, thanks for hanging out with me. And like I say, tomorrow, if you're around, it could be fun. We're gonna be having some fun up there in the Alaska region.
Sounds like fun. Thanks for a fun evening.
Yeah, it was a great idea. I'm glad we talked. It was a nice route, and yeah, appreciate that. It's fun to get fresh ideas from your friends. So all right, well, that's gonna do it for tonight. And yeah, until next time, you guys have a great weekend. I'll be looking for you on the TCAS. And until next time, take care. See ya. God bless.